Hello, everybody. This is WODU Studios, KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day. I'm your host, Brendan Abbin, with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Rashad. Um, you know,
Khalid, Young Lid, aka Mr. 1201.
hey, you already know 1201's in the building.
Gosh, you guys are fools. But yeah, we're here to talk some sports with y'all today. Um, the first topic of the day is talking about Gino Auriemma and the championship UConn Huskies. This is the 10th championship for Gino. Is a astounding program. What y'all think about it? Rashad, we'll start off with you.
Um, his name goes up there with Phil Jackson, John Wooden. Only two other coaches to have 10 championships. Have a little numbers. You see, John Wooden, 12 Final Fours, 10 national championships. Phil Jackson, 13 NBA Finals, 11 championships, and Gino Auriemma, 16 Final Fours, 10 national championships. So obviously, all three are some great coaches. They understand what they're doing. They know how to win pretty much. I mean, what do you think, Khalid?
Well, to me, he is up there with John Wooden. And in terms of championships, they both have 10. I mean, to go into the Final Four 12 times and to have 10 championships, and that's some very good coaching. I don't know about y'all, but I would definitely pick him as a coach for my team.
But go ahead.
It's one of those things like, I mean, that if you talk about him ranking amongst like the greatest coaches, do we also like, does he get a, not to sound like, knock it down because it's not men's basketball, but is the achievement lessened because it's women's college basketball rather than men's college basketball? Even though both platforms to win 10 championships is a very big deal, but does it lessen what he's doing because he's a women's basketball coach?
Not really. I think the ability to be able to coach teams like that, especially women's, when I guess because tensions be high in like women's teams, it's definitely much harder to coach in those sports. And the fact that he's a man as well, he doesn't really relate to the women's team. So I mean, it's it's harder for him, I guess. But to be able to, but just to coach that like that well, 12 Final Fours and 10 championships. Come on, Brendan.
I mean, I'm just saying because that's something that a lot of people are saying. I mean, he even released a statement recently saying that men's basketball is like a joke. Like,
oh, whoa.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and he's the same because I mean, really, if you do think about men's basketball, when you watch them play, the 35-second shot clock is pretty much a lot of time just to get running your offense. And what they do pretty much throughout that whole beginning at like 25 seconds of that 35-second shot clock is just wing passing. You throw it into the post once, throw it back out on the wings. That's pretty much what it is entirely the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really run a dedicated offense the whole time. Like they just honestly just run around the perimeter. Then they get it to their best player who drives it
to
in.
Shoot,
Yeah. What do you think about it, Rashad?
I mean, he's not John Wooden, obviously.
Yeah, of course not.
He came in when John Wooden came. He immediately turned that team to a championship team, but he said himself, like he said, he wants to be recognized as having a great program in the sport he plays. That's women's college basketball. So Gino Auriemma, granted what he's doing, he's always doing it. It's not, granted you don't have one and done players in women's basketball. You have to, stay a couple years. So him constantly doing it with teams, with like Breanna Stewart, winning her third Outstanding Player of the Year award, it shows that playing men's ball where they can go pro earlier and winning with the same team. Granted, it's not the same thing, but it is the same thing. But he's still, I wouldn't say he's up there with John Wooden as in like his accomplishments, but not at the same time, not it's different times, different sports, but it's still greatness. It's still what needed to be done. He got it done. He's 10-0 in national championship games, so that's something hard to beat.
All right, so if you're making that case, does he rank up there with all-time coaches across all sports?
To be honest, his career isn't, well, his career coaching isn't over as well, so you can't really gauge like the height of his achievements. can't really say like he's had like the best year or something like that.
Wait, but people do that with players all the time. So why can't you do that with coaches? People compared Kobe Bryant to Michael Jordan, and just like how when Tom Brady just won his Super Bowl, Tom Brady's career isn't over, but they're comparing the two of them, already. And Tom Brady's career is over. He could win another ring, another 2 or 3 rings, and people are already comparing them. So why can't you do the same with Gino and other coaches like Phil Jackson and John Wooden and Coach K? Why can't you compare him to them just because his career ain't over?
I'm not saying you can't compare him. I'm just saying y'all can't gauge like the best points of his his coaching career, basically.
But no, what I'm saying right now is, as of right now,
at this moment,
as their coaching resumes as stand right now, where do you hold them? Where do you hold him amongst the greatest, amongst the best coaches? Like, where does he rank? Because like Rashad said, 10-0 in championship games, and some of these other coaches have lost in championship games. So it's like, where do you just downplay that achievement just because?
Of course not.
I feel like the achievement is getting downplayed just because it's women's college basketball.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, yeah, 10-0. That's just, that's good coaching. That's great coaching to go 10-0 in the championships.
Mm-hmm.
So breaking stuff over there. I mean, that's just good coaching, and I would put him among some of the best coaches in like other sports as well too. I mean, you can't overlook women's basketball just because it's not as popular as men's basketball as other sports out there.
Okay.
I feel like you gotta put them in. You gotta put them in the top coaches. You have to. Like, I'm looking at my list right here. I just wrote down. I say greatest coaches that came to mind right now when we brought that up. I would say just in college, you have somebody like Pat Summitt when she used to coach at Tennessee.
Yeah.
You have Calipari for Kentucky. Coach K for Duke.
Of course. You
had the late Dean Smith. And then you have like John Wooden, you have Ariama. So, excuse me, Ariama. But I mean, he goes up there. He has to go up there, even though it's women's. You have to put him up there. Course. I mean, because it's still winning championships. You still win as a program, so you have to have him, and your top coaches of all time.
Yeah, and ability to his coaching skills.
Yeah, his legacy is still gonna continue to go up. It's not over with yet. So what do you think, Brendan? What you think?
I think we're talking about like all-time coaching.
Well, I'm talking
coaches in college.
Think about it. All these coaches that I've named are pretty much like all-time coaches. So, even though some of their careers are not over with yet.
Well, I do believe that I wouldn't put him above a coach like John Wooden because of the fact of the landscape of men's basketball. And because of the program UConn has, that's where most of the dominant female players wish to go to. So I wouldn't put him over John Wooden, but I would rank him amongst top coaches because those achievements just can't be looked over. Those are pretty like career solidifying achievements, and his career is still going. You know what I mean? Like, even, and this is even a testament to his greatness, because even a girl like, what's the baseball player girl's name? Monet Davis. Monet Davis says she's only what, 14? She's like 14, 16 between there, and she already saying she wants to play college basketball at UConn. This girl's a baseball player and saying she wants to play college basketball at UConn. So that just speaks to the greatness. And she even said she wants Gino to coach her so she can get her game better and play in the WNBA level. So that is a testament to Gino's greatness. But segueing from that, while we're in the realm of college basketball and we're talking about coaches, y'all heard about what Bull Ryan had to say about one and done players, right? Yeah, the salty.
He said he doesn't really rent the players.
Yeah, he doesn't really like rent the players. Yeah, talking about Duke and Kentucky. He's a little salty about their loss, so he got.
That's what it sounds like, some salt.
Yeah, he's a little upset. So he was giving comments to the media, and he was just pretty much saying how he was going about how the refs were helped out Duke in their win, ignoring the fact that the refs helped in the Kentucky game also when they got the 2 back-to-back shot clock violations. For anybody who saw that, when we all know, if you watch that game, yeah. We all know.
He also saying there was shame that the game was played with so much contact. like what does he think the in the championship game, like how like more contact than any other game they played this season? How do you think the championship game is supposed to go? I mean, we can't just give up shots like that.
I mean, you can, but I mean, think about it. How else you gonna beat, Wisconsin team like that? A team that doesn't foul, a team that doesn't get roughed up much. I mean, if a team's gonna, battle with you, beat on you a little bit, they don't call nothing. Hey, let's keep going.
Exactly.
I mean, granted, he's a great coach, and I'm not taking that from him, but that's nothing. I mean, that's something you can't do. I mean, I understand you're hurt that you lost, but yeah, you can't control the contact if it happens, but it happens. And just because it happened in championship game was, I mean, granted, it's the wrong time for him to get all the foul calls, but you can't really do nothing about it. But go ahead.
That is kind of like the style that college basketball is played with. It's like, it's not like there's a lot of like rough play. They allow hand checking and everything in college basketball, so it's like now just when his team lost, they want to, because
that's too much contact.
Yeah, what I mean, like, because that Kentucky game, it was debatable about how much they were calling on Kentucky, but it's funny when coaches want to change things up when it went against them. They want to change things up and be like, oh well,
they want to have leverage for their loss.
Yeah, exactly. The rest. And I feel like he hurt his stock as a coach, because if there's a player going to a program, right? And there's a player going to a program, and I'm like, I have one and done talent, and and he's sitting here like preaching against it. I'm like, why would I want to go play at Wisconsin if he's a coach talking about? I mean, granted, no coach wants their player to leave after a season, because I mean, if Jahlil Okafor stayed for 4 years, I mean, we all know what Duke could do with that. That'd be like that could be a repeat legacy right there, since Jahlil Okafor is such a centerpiece of that team. But if I'm a player coming out of high school and he's sitting here talking about, oh, I don't like the renter player system, I'm not gonna go to play with him.
See, but I understand he's not the only coach that feels this way. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that feel like either you let the kid go straight from high school to the pros, or they have to stay at least 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, he's the one that, granted, because it's on a wider stage, more people watch it, more people saw it. But he's not the only coach that feels that way. So, I mean, he's still a great coach and all. He's almost made it to Hall of Fame. So you can't really like say you wouldn't go play for him. He still makes a great program. You still learn a lot from playing with him, which will help you in the NBA. He said what he wanted to at the wrong time, because he said a national championship game after losing. Now, put it this way: if he would have said he still don't like rental players after, let's say they won, after he won, everybody be cheering. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, maybe I don't like you either," But everybody's taking it as a negative comment because he said it after losing, and he feel like he shouldn't have lost to freshmen pretty much. So I mean, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, wait, Colin, let me hear your take on it.
I was gonna say that isn't the players like ambition to go to the NBA?
I feel like every player.
So coming out of high school, it shouldn't really matter whether or not you stay 1 or 2 years. You just the coaching to improve that player's skill to get them to the NBA should be enough. Like I understand he doesn't do rental players, like he wants to have his team all together out those 4 years, but you got to think about it. Some players really, really, really love trying to get into the NBA, so they're going to improve their game. And if they're at that point, in their freshman year, then let them go ahead.
So why not let them go as high school players then? Why would the NBA stop them if they're gonna let them go as freshmen? That ruins the game of college basketball. I mean, I'm not against for the one and done, because I mean they want to go straight from high school to pro, but they can't. So their only choice is to be one and done. But think about if everybody stayed 2-3 years, every team wouldn't be more teams would be stacked up, because teams wouldn't go to the same coach because they wouldn't have no spot because they already have the players there. Think about how more competitive the national championship game would be. Do you honestly think Kentucky would be going undefeated? I mean, every team would be like,
but you
have players.
Do you think that's better?
I think it's better. It better prepares them for the NBA instead of someone go there and be a bust.
Of course,
because they had one great year in college and they're like, oh, I'm good, I'm one and done, I'm out.
But couldn't you say that with any college player?
What do you mean?
Like, because you don't know. Technically, we don't know if Jahlil Okafor will be a bust.
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know if Karl-Anthony Towns will be a bust.
You're right.
But it's just the talent we see on the collegiate level that we are going to assume that, oh, he has the ability because he dominates on this level so well. And if what I'm saying is if that's the case of him saying I don't want rental player, like I don't do the rental player system. So if I'm a high school player, I'm coming out. If I'm a top prospect, what's making me choose Bo Ryan over Mike Krzyzewski, Coach Calipari, Tom Izzo? What's making me choose him above them? If he's saying he doesn't do it.
I mean, because he says he don't do it. I mean, he can't stop a player from going pro, but you still get, the learning expertise from him. He still teaches you great things. I mean, it's not like you don't go to a program just to go win a player. You go to a program to learn. So
and develop as a player.
You got to develop. You know what I'm saying? So why would that's a coach right there that you would want? So why wouldn't you want him as your actual coach just because he said he don't do rental players? I mean, you can still leave after 1 year. He can't tell you got to stay. Yeah, he can't. But I'm sure he probably tell that in a recruiting process that he wants you to actually pick him up.
I understand.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying, but I
feel it.
I feel it. I just feel like if I'm gonna be more inclined because I feel like if I'm coming in there and the coach knows I'm like a one, like that can even hurt me in recruiting if people are projecting me like an Andrew Wiggins type player, like, oh, he's coming out of high school, he's gonna be the next this and that LeBron James like that. Yeah, that's what people were saying about Andrew Wiggins coming out of high school. They were like, oh, Andrew Wiggins is this athletically talented that we haven't seen a specimen like this since LeBron. They even use the word specimen. That's when you know it's real. When they use the word specimen, that's when we start getting into some biological
special
stuff.
Word right
yeah,
there.
That's when you start getting into some biological stuff. That's what they were saying about Andrew Wiggins. If I'm coming out, and I know I'm trying to be one and done, just play. That's what a lot of college players. That's what a lot of high school players do nowadays. They don't have any intention of finishing the education. They just want to go there because it's mandated in the rules. You go there, get your one and done, and then you go. So if Bo Ryan's saying you're talking about I don't do the rental player system, maybe the player's saying you're thinking, oh, well, maybe he doesn't do rental player system because his system requires me to be there more years to learn more from him. Where versus Mike Krzyzewski, Coach Calipari, I can learn more from them in just 1 year because they actually have a system honed to that. Like they don't need me for 4 years in order for their system to work. For me to gain the most out from them that I can get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
That depends on how much of a worker you are. Like it's not gonna take you 4 years to learn. Like you don't go from starting at the bottom and then finally making the championship. Because think about it, the years before that, he still he lost to Kentucky the year before, if I'm correct. So I'm like, how does that like relate? 4 years pro be going drafted anywhere because be a coach. You got to be able to go. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like, I don't know. I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
No, because I'm saying it doesn't take you that long to learn a system, but the way for you to develop as a player, that's what I'm talking about. Because you can be the hardest worker, but if you don't have somebody to teach you how to work hard, you're not going to go anywhere. And I'm saying Bo Ryan, maybe it takes him 4 years to develop these players into the players they want to be.
Because he don't specialize in one and done.
Exactly. It's not his thing. Like
coaching,
he's not trying to get them like that fast. He's like, we're gonna grow you. Because Frank Kaminsky wasn't this player. When he first came to college, he became this player. People just realize people just realize who Frank Kaminsky was this year. They really put him on the map this year. Same thing with Sam Decker. Sam Decker was a name mainly because of the college basketball tournament. You know what I'm saying? True. So it's like one of those things. I'm like, if he's saying he doesn't do one and done, that I'm like, yeah, I'm more likely to go to Coach K. I'm more likely to go to Mike and Duke. But that's we just have different opinions on it, I guess. But talking about one and done players, after the championship game, a lot of people feel as though Jahlil Okafor's draft stock actually dropped because a lot of people had him projected as
first pick?
Yeah, the number one pick. But after that game, people really his defense was exposed, and he it just wasn't didn't show up. So Colin, where do you have Jahlil Okafor?
Well,
as of right now,
I had him kind of late first round.
Wow.
Whoa! Oh my!
I did just because of the holes in his defense.
Oh, you made him leave. What? Late first round?
Not too late. Probably 6 or 7.
What?
Oh, I need to get on this.
Go
You
ahead.
have Jahlil Okafor going 6 or you have him dropping from number 1 to 6 or 7 on one game.
Bro, that's the championship game. Not to mention it, Wisconsin doesn't even play as physical a game as most teams.
No, he
But-
didn't.
Oh, if anything, he's probably dropped to 2 or 3, if anything.
Probably,
But he's not going, 6, 7.
You don't think?
That's crazy.
No. 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 What is wrong with you? You're tripping. You 6. I just
Speak your mind, brother.
you have him dropping to the 6 or 7 pick. What? How?
Just
Do you know what that boy can provide to you offensively?
of course.
And-
Good footwork. He's great. What? Great in the post.
He's great in the post, great footwork. Only thing
And
wrong. Go ahead.
He's a good low post scorer too.
He is. He's excellent scorer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his defense. His defense isn't where it's going to be at, but that can be developed. I don't think he'll
You
drop
got to
that
think
low.
about his free throw shooting too, his perimeter scoring too, as well. You wouldn't want a center to be. You want a center to have be good all around as well as you get knock down those free throws as well. So, and most teams now in the NBA are looking for free throw shooters because that's what late game, like fourth quarter, that's what they're gonna need.
But
they're gonna get fouled a lot.
But it's different when so you're saying you'd rather give up a dominant score in game for a person to shoot free throws late game.
Of course not. I'm just saying that free throws is an essential part late game.
You pull him out the game. You pull him out the game. You put free throw shoot. If you're up and you gotta depend on free throws, you pull him out the game and you win with your free throws with your shooters.
Say something.
I honestly just cannot believe what you just said. I'm taking in my thoughts right now. Some things on this FCC Airways I can't say.
Come on, come on, yo.
That's just ridiculous. No, it doesn't. He's legit somebody you can build a team around. He commands double teams. You can't. There's no college basketball player right now in the game apart from maybe Karl-Anthony Towns that command double teams. And Karl-Anthony Towns isn't even as blessed as Jahlil Okafor is at scoring. Yeah, blessed. You can't.
Blessed.
You don't teach those kind of moves to a person. You can tell when somebody's trying to learn something when it comes natural. Jahlil Okafor does everything natural. It's like off instinct. Karl-Anthony Towns, he gets buckets, but it's not like the real Jahlil Okafor scores. I understand that free throw shooting is a hindrance, but when you have, because Shaq, then what's the point? What's the case made for Shaq then? Shaq's one of the greatest centers of all time. He's one of the most dominant players of all time, but he wasn't a good free throw shooter, but he could score on people and he demanded double teams. So just because you're not a good free throw shooter doesn't mean you're not, I just can't believe what you said. I honestly,
I said, that's my opinion. What about Charles though?
I just gave you my opinion.
No, I'm talking about Rashad.
Oh, oh my God!
We heard you, brother.
Like I said,
second.
Like I said, if anything, he drops to second or third. Maybe Karl-Anthony Towns move to 1. Even though what's wrong with me choosing Karl-Anthony Towns is the game against Wisconsin. I'm not gonna base it off one game, but Coach Calipari didn't really help him out much by not giving him the ball. But you saw what happened when he did get the ball. You saw what happened. He did his thing, and he's a lot better. I think he's a lot better defensive player than Jahlil Okafor. But I'm still to drop Jahlil Okafor to 6 or 7. I'm scratching my head, but
that's ridiculous. There's no justification.
Now, who I say is in that 6 to 7 range, 6 to 10 range. I would say someone like a Justice Winslow. I say he's about. You don't think he's 6 to 10. You get no. I have to hear what you have to say here. Yeah, because you just seem astonished.
Rashad, go ahead.
You seem astonished.
Justice Winslow's my third pick.
Oh no! No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He is not.
Who else in the draft is better than who is better than Justice Winslow, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jahlil Okafor in the draft? At those top three,
who's better than the shooting guard coming out of Ohio State's better than him?
No.
Oh
No.
Oh, with Justice Winslow, you don't guarantee a score. You guarantee a defensive player. I can't choose a defensive player with the third pick.
Justice Winslow can score.
He's not a consistent. He has to develop. He's like a Jimmy Butler type player.
That is true.
You have to develop into the score for the league. Scoring in college on those teams compared to scoring in the league is completely different. Jahlil Okafor got it. You already know he's gonna score.
Okay, so then what's the case for Karl Anthony Towns then?
He got it.
Because scoring's different. He's not even fully grown into his
He has not. He will see difference in them two. They're big man. When you go to the pros, you get straight condition coaches that's excellent profile at excel and getting them better. Getting them better, bigger, faster, stronger. Justice Winslow is something different. He's not gonna turn into no LeBron type body size.
And wing players don't have that.
They do have that,
Yeah.
but he's not gonna become a scorer instantly in the league.
Okay, so let me give you this. Let me give you this take. So potential doesn't affect draft stock.
Potential does affect.
Justice Winslow has any more potential than anybody else except for those first two picks, right? Was Russell Westbrook what Russell Westbrook was at UCLA?
He wasn't, but I don't remember where did he get drafted at?
Russell Westbrook was like, I think he was the third.
About the third pick?
Yeah, I think he was around the third pick in that draft. Yeah.
What draft was that? What draft was that?
I think it was like 2000 and
This what 7, 8 years.
Who was the first pick in that draft? Oh, I don't even remember because it was about Russell Westbrook when
Hold
he
on,
came out. Like, what would you do?
Get back on topic.
We are on topic. I'm just anyway. What's the name exactly? But potential. If Sam Decker comes out, honestly, I think he has more upside than Justice Winslow. You don't agree? You talking like it don't matter. You talking like it don't matter. You talking like it don't matter. That's how I feel. You talking like it don't matter.
You know what?
You talking like it don't matter.
You know what? It's okay.
He's a lot better scorer. It's okay. Where are you going?
It's okay.
Where are you going?
Wait, what'd you
Where
say?
are you going? Sam Decker has more upside. Sam Decker has more upside coming. He's a better scorer, and he can play defense. Grant, he's not the best defense. He don't have better defense than Justice Winslow. But
somebody told me Winslow is going third.
Who told you Winslow was going third? You talking about an analyst or this guy?
Nah, Cameron.
No, he's not going. He's not going third. He's not going third. He will be. He will be 5. He will be 5 through 14. He will be a lottery. He will be.
You want to switch chair? No, it's okay. I want that chair though.
I know you want the chair. You can't.
All right, back to what we was talking about.
Wow.
But if we continue with the draft prospects,
Sam Decker has more upside on offense and defense than
no, not defense.
He has more offense.
Yes.
Wow.
See, everybody only knows Sam Decker for the NCAA tournament.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who had more upside coming out of college? Gordon Hayward or Jimmy Butler?
Gordon Hayward. Coming out of college?
To score.
Gordon Hayward's a better scorer coming out of college.
Who is the better scorer at this moment?
Oh man.
I just can't believe the things I hear from you two. you have the audacity to say that Jahlil Okafor is not going to be first, not second, not even third. He's going to be 6 or 7. And then you, Sam Decker.
But Sam Decker won't get drafted before Justice Winslow will. He won't.
Justice Winslow's a better player.
I have him possibly, late first round, more than likely because of the championship game. His performance probably going second round, early second round, late first round.
He's very versatile.
Justice Winslow will be a lottery pick. But what do you think about Frank Kaminsky?
Where
do you think he's going?
I honestly had, leading up to the game, I had Frank Kaminsky actually in that 6 to 10 range. But what I saw in that last game, not like he played bad per se in that last game, but it don't allow him to be 6 to 10. He didn't help his draft stock in that last game because I saw a lot of things. Like I saw a lot of the same things from Frank Kaminsky in that last game like he kind of if you can put somebody that can actually play defense on him, not Jahlil Okafor, you put somebody that can actually play defense on him. You know, Jahlil Okafor, you got schooled by that man. But if you put somebody that can actually play defense on him, you know, Frank Kaminsky can be limited. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like his draft stock got hurt. He was making himself some money. In the beginning rounds of the tournament, leading up to, especially when they beat Kentucky. Oh, people are ready to give that man Jahlil Okafor Frank Kaminsky a paycheck. People are ready, but I feel like after that last game, he hurt his draft stock. So now I have him.
Yeah, with that,
He scored how much Jahlil Okafor?
What's wrong with?
No, but I'm saying once you actually put that's like me saying that's like saying I'm gonna put what's the center? That's like me saying I'm gonna put Enes Kanter on Dwight Howard and say stop him.
What?
That's how bad Jahlil Okafor's defense is. Jahlil Okafor, I feel like every possession that Frank Kaminsky even got the ball and he wasn't shooting a three, Jahlil Okafor got a foul. The minute Frank Kaminsky posted him, I feel like every possession Jahlil Okafor was guarding, he got a foul. But when they put in the backup center,
locked down.
Now, whoa.
He was strapped.
He's locked down in the post. You're getting a power forward / center that can step out, shoot threes, pass the ball.
He can make jumpers too.
Who can? You said he can't?
I think he can.
Oh, of course he can. Now, that's why I will put him, you know, I still keep him as a lottery pick. You know, his draft, I don't think his draft stock got hurt. If anybody got hurt, it was Sam Deckers only.
His did get hurt.
But Frank Kaminsky, I don't think it hurt. Only thing wrong with Frank Kaminsky is he got exposed for his one move he's been doing since he was like 6 years old.
He did.
With the spin move every time when you know 2 players are on him and dude's waiting for him to spin to it. So he's like, smack, got the ball, I'm out. You know, other than that, I feel like depending on where he go, he would develop more post moves because you know that spin gotta go. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work in the NBA.
Well,
it's not gonna work in the NBA.
What was Blake Griffin doing for his first 3 years?
Spinning and dunking.
Exactly.
Exactly. Spinning and dunking isn't the same as spinning under scoop layup.
No, but Blake Griffin had the same up and under move.
No. See, Frank Kaminsky got a scoop layup. He ain't got like an over layup or a dunk. He goes up. He doesn't go up strong. He doesn't go strong enough. Okay. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. You honestly think that's cool? Let's go work in the league.
I mean,
off a spin move.
Dirk Nowitzki does it.
But see, they worry about the post fadeaway shots. When he fakes the fadeaway and then up and under, it's like an up and under move, kind of.
I would say
Frank Kaminsky not have that. He does not have that.
I would say Frank Kaminsky's like poor man's version of Dirk Nowitzki.
That's what I was thinking.
It's funny how the names both have the same. Yeah, they both flow with the same Frank, Dirk, Nowitzki, Kaminsky. Yeah,
it's the ski.
They both roll off the same. I would say I have Frank at.
There's a lottery.
He is a lottery pick, but I think it depends on the team. I think it honestly depends on how the top 5 picks go.
That's what I was thinking.
But I mean, you really don't know because of who's gonna get which pick.
Yeah,
because the NBA is not like the NFL. You don't get a guaranteed pick.
Just because you're the last place.
You pretty much just. You have to hope that the lottery works in your favor. That's why everybody be tanking just to try
to get top 5 pick.
Help their draft stock picks. But moving on from this topic, going on to the next one, we're gonna talk about Alex Rodriguez. To all the
Yankee fans, stand up, stand up. We here.
All the Yankees fans, half of y'all bandwagons, but it's okay. It's okay.
I've been a Yankee fan since 06.
06.
I don't even know why that year. I just had to go a year.
So wasn't the next championship in 08, 09, wasn't it?
I don't know. Honestly,
Yankee fan, huh? Oh yeah, Yankee fan.
I felt like I needed a baseball team, and you know the light was shining on me to choose the Yankees.
The light.
This was back when I was in California. You know, before I came up here in the Nationals. You know.
So you weren't a Dodgers fan?
No.
Why?
Actually, I didn't start liking the Dodgers until Yasiel Puig.
Wait,
that's what I was like. So, you know, I was like, they're a cool team now.
Wait, so
living in LA, I'm not a state fan. I'm not a state fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't live in a state and like the teams. It's the only team I liked in the state was the Lakers when I lived in California.
Okay, see,
I came here thinking like in the Redskins or the Nationals. No,
what?
The Wizards. No, Lakers.
Yo, Redskins. He just took shots.
You heard that? He's a Cowboys fan.
He is a Cowboys fan. But back to what we were saying initially, yesterday he was received pretty well by the Yankees fans. They're actually they held a standing ovation for the man, which nobody expected. I didn't expect that at all.
Hey, man,
after after this man pulls, not as bad as a Lance Armstrong, but Lance Armstrong took people down with them. This man went down with his lies. Like he was like, I'm gonna lie about
going down swinging.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was like, y'all not getting me. He's like, I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna get all my cues. There's everything. That's what Lance Armstrong did. Alex Rodriguez was just like, I didn't do it. He lied for about a good, 10 years. Actually, no, good. But how many years he got? He initially got charged with 2003, so you get 5-6 years, and then now he finally got off his 252 game or 212 game suspension.
A whole season.
Yeah, a lot of games. That's a lot of paychecks. That is a lot of paychecks. But he finally got suspension. The Yankees fans received him well. There were a few boos, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what do y'all think about it? Like, how do y'all feel about his return?
Honestly, so Yankees fan love it that he's back. Yankees fan love it that I mean, put it this way: forgive the
campaign.
Would you rather have him on another team going against us? I mean, he's getting older, but he's still A-Rod.
That is
hey, you ain't gotta be a Yankees fan, and no, you wouldn't. I mean,
I'm not a Yankees fan. I don't know what he got left in the tank.
You want the names on your team. So I mean, he's going to be there for a year? So why are you going to boo him? You going to boo him for every game of the season, every home game?
Hey, that ain't stop Cavs fans whenever LeBron came back. That did not stop the Cavaliers.
They was mad when
they were so happy when he came back.
That's different. That's different.
Wait,
that's different. That's different because they took that to extreme heart. They were like, no, he gonna betray us. No, we're gonna burn jerseys. And A-Rod is still here.
You know what the Cavaliers,
A-Rod is still here.
You know what the Cavaliers fans were doing when he came back?
Trying to stitch him back together. trying to take the fire off.
We're the fire extinguisher 5 years ago. Trying to burn that.
This is vintage. I need it back.
Going in their closet.
They got the Nike sign on it and everything.
Go to eBay. Burnt LeBron jersey for sale, $3,000.
Low key, until Derek Jeter retired, all the Yankees fans were sitting here like, who needs Alex Rodriguez? The minute Derek Jeter retired, they're like, oh, here comes the star. Here comes the star. But what do you think about his comeback, Colin?
I mean, like I said, well, not like I said, but I mean, like Ben said, I mean, he's A-Rod. He gets the love when he come back to his team. I mean, you gotta forgive.
You gotta forgive.
You got to forgive.
Speaking of forgiving, Tiger Woods, my man's Tiger. He's trying to enter the next Masters, and
let me tell you about some Tiger Woods.
He is ready.
Let me tell you about some. Last time we seen Tiger Woods was 9 weeks ago.
Oh my! Back issues.
Walking away, talking about he got a stiff back.
9 weeks.
Granted, after his poor performance, which made him leave early, saying back. But let's go back to his first game. His first tour, his waste management at the Phoenix Open. Shot in 82. Now, if you don't understand golf, let me help you out a little bit.
Explain it to him.
Explain it to him. The waste management Phoenix Open has a par of 72, meaning to shoot even par, you have 72 strokes on 18 holes. He shot 10 over. 10 over. Last time he done that was in 2002 when he shot an 81. So let me tell you what his rank was then. What do you guys think his rank was back then? Back at the Waste Open, at the Phoenix Open.
Top 50.
Top 50. He was 40. He was 47th in the world. We used to see him Tiger number 1.
Yeah.
He came back talking about I'm about to win this Masters. Ranked 111. Ranked 111.
He got his work cut out for him.
Man, he used to be the best. He used to be ranked
Hey, they said Tiger step aside. Rory McIlroy is coming through.
Rory.
He's talking about he's gonna win this
Bring on the
Masters
chip, Rory.
when he has to go against Rory McIlroy,
Oh, man.
Bubba Watson, Jordan Spieth, Phil Mickelson.
Wow.
You have Phil Mickelson, a 3-time Masters winner. You got Bubba Watson, a 2-time Masters winner, 2 in the last 3 years. You know, Rory McIlroy, he'll make his way up there soon. You know, but he's number 1 in the world. And we got a hot Jordan Spieth. This year he has 1 win, 2 second places, and 3 more in 4 through 10. He's playing great golf right now.
He is.
And you have to go against all them, and you expect to come out of nowhere.
Honestly, he might not even qualify.
Yeah, he might get cut again.
Yeah,
honestly.
What's his rank again?
What's it? Oh, Tiger Woods, 111.
For y'all don't know, you have to qualify to be in the Masters. You don't just because of your name, you're not just in there. You don't just get put in there.
If you get cut, you're out of there.
And he's been cut before. ever since that scandal in 2008, Tiger Woods has not had the tiger in the swing now. You know what I mean? He ain't had it. You know? He's you know he needs to get his game together. And it's always, you know, it's funny because you see the change, because Tiger used to be, you know, a killer. You know, Tiger used to have that instinct in him. Now he searches for moral victories. He's like, you know, I swung better. You know,
moral victory.
Yeah, you know, he's like, you know, I'm getting
good about myself.
Yeah, you know, he's like, I didn't qualify, but you know, I feel better. I feel better. I'm like,
That's
Tiger,
get out.
You know, this business ain't about feeling better. It's about winning better. That's what it's all about. You got to get wins, Tiger. So, you know.
Hey, Friday they said the Golf Channel said that he was practicing at Augusta. So he said that he will be in this Masters.
Oh, he thinks he's gonna win.
He thinks it's a sure boat.
Yeah, he think he got it. He ain't won since 2005, but you know he think he got it.
Tiger Woods, yeah.
But
let's go to this last topic.
We're gonna go back to what some of y'all want to hear about the NBA and the West and the Eastern conferences, the eighth seeds, man. Oklahoma City lost, got destroyed last night.
Spurs. Third place.
Give me the score. Give me the score. That
Oklahoma City versus San Antonio, 88-113.
Like that is so painful. Like
you gotta put down the control in 2K on that one.
Hey, you know, that's 21. You gotta leave.
Like that's legit the type of thing that when you're playing your boys in 2K, you're like, bro, just stop playing. And it's one of those guys that would just, he's like, I have a chance to come back. There's like a minute left. Down by 40. Like, hey, come on, bro. Like, but you know, it's crazy because the eighth seed race in the West is getting like, you know, really
the Pelicans
it's really coming down
up to the eighth seed.
Yeah,
after beating Golden State last night.
Yeah, and Steph Curry missed a game tying 3-point shot.
But see that shot, you know, he was looking for the foul call there. If you look at it, he looked for the foul call, and then he saw he didn't get it, so then he had to, you know, check it up. I mean,
no, he had a shot. He went the initial shot. He looked for a foul call. He got the ball back, and he shot it in and out.
It was a rush shot. It was. If you saw how you shot it, it was.
What did they say? What you play basketball looking for fouls?
You're right. You don't look for fouls,
exactly.
You
just gotta play the game, and he didn't play the game last night. And you know, it's crazy because the Warriors at this point they would be set to play the Pelicans. I mean, that wouldn't be a long series. You know, I'm not. If anything, I had the Pelicans winning one game if they were to play the Warriors. Thunder might get swept. Hey, might get swept.
Without KD?
Yeah, and right now, as it stands, the Thunder have a tougher schedule than the Pelicans actually. So I'm kind of and the Thunder have been on a 5-game skid. They've lost like 4 or 5 games straight. Actually, I think it's 4. Yeah, they lost 4 games straight. So their chances to make the 8th seed are, you know, looking rather glum because they can't get out of this slide they're on.
Oh, did you know that the tiebreaker goes to the Pelicans?
Yeah, that's exactly. So they're tied.
Tiebreaker goes to the Pelicans. So
and they half game ahead.
Well, right now they're half game ahead, or they tied.
They're tied.
They're tied. Yeah. But since New Orleans won the season series between the two, they'll win the tiebreaker. So they'll make it to the playoffs and not the Thunder. But this East. This East is tight.
The Eastern Conference, there's like 3 teams.
You got Boston in 8th. You got Miami half a game behind in 9th.
Just fell too.
And the Pacers 1 game behind in 10th. Now you have a Paul George who's came back. Does that give them the push to make it to the 8th spot?
Well, I believe that you do get Paul George back, but granted, he's on limited minutes.
Yeah.
So I believe that it does help them to get the push. But as it stands right now, the Pacers have one of the hardest schedules because this is the rest of the Pacers schedule. This is the rest of the Pacers schedule. They play New York tonight, the Knicks.
W.
All right. Guarantee win. They play Detroit Friday night. They play Oklahoma City on Sunday. They play Washington on Tuesday. And then they play Memphis on Wednesday.
Yeah, that ain't looking too good for them.
Yeah, so
that ain't looking too good.
You know, the Pacers, the last 3 games is against playoff teams. And then, you know, you have, I think Boston actually has the toughest schedule because Boston plays tonight, they play Detroit. Friday, they play Cleveland. Then they play Cleveland again on Sunday. And they play Toronto on Tuesday. And then they play Milwaukee on Wednesday. Their last 4 games are against all playoff teams.
So if they win those games, you know, that's a lot of momentum going in the playoffs. What do you think
if they win? That's the thing.
And they'll be playing the Hawks. So, you know, you don't think so? You don't think they have a chance?
The Boston Celtics, no.
The Celtics,
but coming in hot like that, beating Cleveland twice.
No. That Isaiah Thomas is currently the leader of that team, and and he's a 5'11", 5'10" point guard.
That just got traded.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like he's salty that he just got to Phoenix. The Phoenix said, "We don't want you. We're going to send you to Boston." And he's been the go-to for that team along with Jeff Green. And Boston, honestly, if they were in there, if this was the Western Conference, they wouldn't be talking about this, honestly. So is this fact it's the Eastern Conference, they even have a chance to be in the playoffs. And they're playing Cleveland twice. They're playing Toronto
twice in a row.
Yeah, they play Cleveland back to back, and they play Toronto, and then it's Milwaukee. So those are four Eastern Conference playoff teams. So I'm just like, it's just gonna be rough for them. I don't see.
Even if they do secure the 8th spot, what chance do they have against beating Atlanta?
I mean,
and then
game series.
And then you have the Miami Heat too. And Miami has actually the best schedule of any of them. Miami plays Chicago Thursday night, which just got back Derrick Rose. He's playing tonight. So
Derrick Rose conversation.
You said what?
I said that Derrick Rose conversation.
I know, yeah. So they just got him back. Then they play Toronto on Saturday night. They play Orlando and Philadelphia. Teams tanking for the lottery. Tanking for the lottery. So it's gonna be an interesting finish in the Eastern Conference. But it's an interesting concept with people talking about how coaches, at this point in the season, what are you really playing for at this point? Because a team like Golden State, like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, all of them played last night. And it's interesting because you're wondering what happens. Yeah, do they really need to be playing? Because a lot of people now going to the Greg Popovich, mental players need to be resting. So it's kind of interesting wondering why are they playing? Like if Steph Curry would have got hurt yesterday, what would they have done?
But see, that's a different thing though. Greg Pop runs strictly a lot of team ball, but you can't take away your top 2 scorers who especially score by shooting the ball. You can't just take them out because what if the shot goes broke as soon as the playoff starts because they rested. That could be a huge trouble. You never know what can happen.
Resting the players do kind of like tear down a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, I mean,
just going into the playoffs, even though you have the assured first spot. I mean, you still have the stars of the team keep the team at a level that's prepared for the playoffs at like mental and emotional level for that.
But you're just playing them to keep them hot. That's it. I'd rather be safe than sorry than just playing them to keep them hot.
But you got to keep the chemistry.
What chemistry do you lose if you're sitting the starters? It's not like they forget how to play with each other.
They don't forget how to play, but everything
the Spurs do it in and out.
But they don't do it, 5-6 games straight. You're saying Golden State? Are you saying they should sit out the rest of their games?
Yeah, there's only like 4 games left in the season.
That's a lot of games to sit out, just to sit out.
But what are you playing for? If Greg Popovich, if there's nothing to play for, he's sitting them the rest of those games.
So
they're not playing for anything. That's the thing.
So do you think the fans are okay with that? I mean, granted, it's not about the fans, but do you think they're okay with that? Like,
see, that's the biggest factor.
They pay to go see.
Is it not about the fans? I mean,
it is about the fans, but it's about when the fans want to see what you win a championship.
They want to see you win a championship, but they also want to go to the game. They want to see you play.
So, what do you think a fan's happier to see? Your team win a championship, or
both star players?
They want both.
Exactly.
And they better get tickets for the finals.
Right.
I mean,
but if let's say they already had season tickets, they want to see those last couple games.
Well,
they feel hurt that they don't see their star players come out there when they come all the way.
Especially let's say they're at a spot other than Golden, like a game they can't go to. You know what I'm saying? So if we play in Boston, that's all the way across the states.
You better. I don't know why you're going to Boston to see Golden State play. I don't know. That's fan choice.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah, why are you going?
I'm talking about New Orleans. I'm tripping.
I'm like, you need to be on it.
155.
Well, I honestly believe that just that you don't take that chance with your players. That you play for the long game, not the short game. Steph Curry's not worried about his stats if he doesn't have a championship at the end of the season.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But all right, y'all. It's been fun. This is KBR Sports. It's been fun with y'all hanging with us. The first show, every Wednesday, 1 to 2. Guys, get up with us, and we'll catch y'all another time next Wednesday. All right. Follow Twitter page.
Hey, at KBR_sports. Hey, subscribe to our channel
on YouTube.
On YouTube, KBR Sports.
We're gonna have a picture up there soon because don't nobody like seeing the egg.
The egg is so crusty.
That's what it's saying.
All right, y'all. Everybody have a good one.